Hey guys, and welcome to the Lazy Lemon Creations podcast. My name is Lindsay, and you can find me on Instagram as Lazy Lemon Creations, and you can find me on Ravelry as Lazy Lemon. This is my podcast all about my knitting, and that's it today. There is no crochet, there is no cross stitch. It's just some knitting, and it's going to be a short episode. So yeah, hopefully you might actually get to see it later today. Today is Tuesday, October 24th. I'm so excited. It's almost Halloween. It's deep into the fall season. I'm very happy. So let's dive into this episode. I live in the heart of the New River Valley with my husband and our 2 children who are both in school right now. Alara is in 1st grade. Emrys is in preschool. And so I had a few hours to do an episode, and so I'm doing it. So this is what I've waited for. All summer long, this is what I've waited for, was for them to be in school so I can podcast when they're not here. So I'm pretty excited about it. So let's jump into it. First off, I am hosting a make-along with Amie of Happy Little Yarn and Lisa of 72 Stitches, or Knit All the Yarn podcast on YouTube. Both of them will be linked down below, and anything else that I talk about today will also be linked down below in the description. You can click on the little chevron and it'll drop down the menu for you, and you can follow any of the links to any of the pages or shops that I talk about today. But back to the make-along. I am hosting a make-along with Amie and Lisa called Knit All the 2023. It will be down here on the bottom of the screen so that you guys can see it. And it is going from September 23rd until November 30th. WIPs are included. It's actually not even a completion make-along, like just make something. It doesn't have to be completed to be entered as long as you use the hashtag on Instagram. And then Amie, Lisa, and myself will pick one winner each. So there will be 3 total winners at the end, and we will send you out a pattern prize via Ravelry. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely use that hashtag and join us on Instagram for getting your needles clear for Advent knitting and for the holiday season and getting ready for those Christmas makes and all of the planned projects that you might have coming up in in December, and in the new year. So today I have my water. I need coffee, but I'm doing water right now. So in my Owala bottle with the snake print on it. I love this thing so much. Not sponsored, but you know, I love their products. So let's jump right into it. First things first, I have no FOs. It has been 2 weeks since I last podcasted, and I haven't finished anything. So yeah, it's been a hard 2 weeks. We've had some family stuff come up, and not with our immediate 4 family. We're fine. But we've had some other issues come up, and it's required some help, and so therefore I haven't had a lot of knitting time. Also, I haven't felt like knitting. I don't think I lost my mojo for a little bit, but like it was just at the end of the day, I just wanted to sit and watch TV. I wanted that. I didn't even want to knit while I watched TV, so I didn't force myself into doing anything. I knit when I'm happy. Excuse me, guys. Anyway, I knit when I want to, when it makes me happy, and I just wanted to binge watch TV, and so that's what I've done, and I'll get into that later. But anyway, I have no FOs, so let's get into WIPs. The first WIP that I have is living in my, where is it? Aw, I've lost it. Well, it had, probably was right there. It had a label that told me that this bag was from Happy Little Yarn, but I'm knowing that this bag is from Happy Little Yarn anyway. And that's Amie, and she made it for me. It was a custom order, and it's my lemons. I love lemons so much. 1, it's my last name, and 2, it's just a great decorating aesthetic. So last night while waiting on dinner to finish cooking, hold on. I can show you what I did. Let me get my sock blocker. Let me wiggle it on. I got all my stitch markers on there, but that's not the pretty side. I knit one of my socks in this super bright yellow. You can see the sock blocker through the sock, so it's giving up a little bit of darkness in some places. But I did a heel flap and gusset. I do a 20 row cuff of 2x2 ribbing, then I do a 30 row leg before I get into my heel flap and gusset, and then finish out my toe. This is my hoe. It's my half object for, here's my cake. It's the rest of my yarn that I'm using. And I am using ChalGoo Red Lace 32 inch 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter needles. I've got them right here. And this yarn, sorry, I have everything in this bag. There it is. This yarn is by 3 by the Sea Designs. It is called Get Happy. It's their Sanibel base, which is a 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon. It's called Get Happy. It's super bright, super yellow. I'm loving it. And so it's living in this bag. I will continue working on it because I have some future cast-ons that I need to do, and I don't like having, excuse me, too many lingering lips, so I will be working on that to get it finished so that I can start my other projects. But that is my lemon socks, my lemon bag, my lemon project. It's my bright cherry thing that's just a sock because I always want to keep socks on the needles. The next whip that I have is living in my Ginger Snap Fibers bag. Look how cute this is. I just can't get over this bag, okay? It is the cutest bag ever. And it's reversible. There's fabric on the inside that I didn't make her. I asked her if she could stitch the handles in a way that I could take it and fold it inside out and right side in. And she was able to do that for me. Mary of Ginger Snap Fibers, I love you and I love your bags. And so it's reversible, but right now, because of the project I'm working on, I've wanted the dark side to be on the outside, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I'm sorry guys, I keep yawning. I'm not bored, I'm just really tired. Like I said, it's about 9:30 in the morning and I need coffee. I haven't had any yet. But I got those kids dropped off at school. I ran home, wrote my podcast notes, and sat down to record. So I am on a time crunch, sort of, but my coffee I can take with me later. I wanted to podcast. So be thankful I put you guys first. No, I'm just kidding. So this project, I am using, I had to take the label off because my braid was getting so small. I am using Cuddle Bums. I'm using Cuddle Bums yarn in the colorway Birthday Rainbows. It is a braid, or it was a braid of 25 gram minis. I've used most of them. I have 6 minis left. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I do. 6 minis. I did count correctly. And it is a fade. You can kind of see it there. But I'm using this Cuddle Bums yarn, and then I am using some Knit Picks. It's actually Felici, but it's very much like a stroll. It's called Midnight, but it's just black. And this is a hand-wound ball, so it's not perfect by any means, but it's just some black Knit Picks yarn. And this is what I'm making. Look at it, it's so big. That's what she said. So I started down here with the first mini, and then it fades to gray, pink, purple, blues, greens, yellows, and I am into the yellow colors here. And the last time I filmed an episode, I was right here. Come here. And that's my little stitch marker. That's Cass. He is going to be easier to see on the black yarn. So I'm going to turn him upside down so that you guys, I'm going to turn the project upside down so that you can see him. He is from Twin Mountain Handcrafts. Look, and he is sparkly. He is see-through and sparkly. He is absolutely adorable. I love him so much. And now that I have filmed this episode, I am moving him. So he is going to fly on up to where my needles are currently. I mean, it doesn't matter where. I'm not putting him directly on my needles. So let's rest him right here. There. And so now Cass is resting right there. And so we'll see how much more progress I get by the next time I podcast, which will be in November. So I only have the 6 minis left. If I were to sit down, I could finish this in the next 2 days. I'm not going to, but I could. I really enjoy this project. I am doing the Litmus cowl. I didn't say that previously. This is my Litmus cowl, and it's a free pattern on Ravelry. And I'm doing it with Amy of Happy Little Yarns and Lisa 72 Stitches. Those two women will be mentioned a lot during this podcast just because they're my friends and we decided to do everything together. Not really, but it seems like it. It seems like for the past few months, all of our projects have just coincided with each other and we've all wanted to do things together. And there's nothing wrong with that. But anyway, I am doing the Litmus cowl with the Cuttlebums Rainbow and the black yarn. Lisa is doing it with the Cuttlebums yarn and gray yarn. And Amy is doing it, of course, with the Cuttlebums yarn and white yarn. So we are all doing the exact same pattern. And we are just changing our contrast color from our rainbow. And it's going to look so good when we all have them finished. The only difference is we all have different gauges, and so I get 17 rows. I'm knitting these on a US2, which is a 2.75 16-inch Chalgo needle. I didn't say that previously. It's not what the pattern calls for, but it's the only circulars that I have. And so if it works for my Musselburghs, it's going to work for my Litmus cowl. And that's just my thought process on it. I'm getting about 17 rows. I know I can't get 18, and I definitely can get 16 with some left over. So each row, each color repeat is 17 rows, and then each black section is 17 rows. And so I'm making it even all the way across, and that's living in my bag down here, and I love it so much. This is the one that I like to knit on for my vanilla knitting, but the problem is I do have to change colors every 17 rows, so I can't watch like a movie. I have to watch a show that I can glance down every so often and make sure I change those colors. So that was my whips, my hoe that I had, and that's it. So now let's get into some future cast-ons. They are living in my Daisy Girl bag. Oh, it's got a see-through pocket on here, and then the fabric is just a little girl and a reindeer. They're just being super cute. I love it so much. The inside, let me take out the yarn so you can see the inside. The inside is red snowflakes. I love this bag. It is going to be the start of this Christmas bag project, but it is not going to be the end. Eventually this project will be split into 3. So I was actually asked if I would do a Christmas order for a family, and I know this family well. I love them to pieces, and so I didn't mind. They have 3 children, 1 girl and 2 boys, and they are 5, 3, and 1. And I was like, yeah, I don't mind making the Christmas stuff. So they each want a hat. Each kid wants a hat, and the mom would also like some custom hand knit socks, which I don't mind. My goal is to use the Magic Heel pattern for the socks so that the kids can wear them multiple times and grow into them as they want to, and it's not set on their foot size as a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old, because they're definitely going to grow. So the little girl likes rainbows, and so I figured I'm using all Felici for this because they are kids and moms need things that can be thrown into the washing machine because kids are kids and it's definitely going to need to be washed at some point. So I'm using Felici so that the mom doesn't have to worry about any special hand washing instructions. Just as long as she washes it on gentle, everything will be fine. So the first thing I'm going to use is this Felici colorway. I think it's called Psychedelic Sunset. Yeah, it's called Psychedelic Sunset, but it's got very much a rainbow vibe to it. It's not the full rainbow. It's blue, green, yellow, orange, pink. Like there's a stripe of purple between the pink and the blue. But it's not a full rainbow. Doesn't have any red in it. But that's okay. It's close enough that it's going to work for what I need it to. The 3-year-old little boy, he likes blue. So I am going to be using this Knit Picks Felici color called Zen. It is very blue. Bunch of different shades of blue. I was looking for my Beyond the Wall color and I only have one skein of it. I was looking for the Beyond the Way color, but I only have one skein of it, and I want something that I have 2 skeins of so that I can make the socks for the kids, but then also make a hat. Probably going to do a muscle burrow for the kids so that it's super warm during the wintertime. Here in Virginia, last year, we didn't get a drop of snow in my area. Like, the kids, my daughter, she did not miss a day of school. They had 2-hour delays, but she did not miss a single day of school for snow. So I'm hoping this year it's different. I'm hoping the snow comes pelting down. I hope the bottom falls out of the sky. I want to be like Chicken Little and running around. The sky is falling, the sky is falling. I want all the snow. All of it. One good snow. One good snow. We'll see. But last year we didn't have any, so... But I want to knit them a Musselburgh for the warmth. They can use it, they can wear it a lot, and it'll be good, especially on windy days. We do get a lot of wind being in the valley, so hopefully we can get some snow as well. And then for the youngest kid, I still wanted to stick with a boyish color. But colors are colors, they don't have a gender, so it doesn't really matter. But I wanted to pick Bayou in the Felici. It's got a little bit of green, a little bit of gray, a little bit of blue, and some black into it. So those are the 3 balls of yarn that I have set aside so that I can start the socks and start the muscle burrows for these children once I finish my yellow Get Happy socks. I am still debating on what size to cast on for the socks as far as like the circumference goes. I know how big each kid's foot is because I asked the mom, but I'm still debating on how many stitches to actually cast on. So if you have any recommendations for stitches that you have cast on for your children, I will gladly take them because I don't knit kid socks often. I can, clearly. I just don't. And so to have some numbers would really help me guide in the right direction. But yeah, that's it for future cast-ons. And that's all that I have as far as knitting goes. And the next thing I have is what I've been reading and watching, which, as I said earlier, due to just some family issues and stuff like that, woo, sorry editing, Lindsay. Sorry, myself. Due to some family crap, I have been watching TV a lot, and I have been binging the Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And when I say binging, I mean I'm super binging. In 2 weeks, I think I've gone through 3 seasons. I've plowed through that show. I'm really enjoying it. I really like it. And I should have that show finished by Halloween. I say give me another week and I'll have the show finished. I just turn it on. It makes me laugh. It's going to equate to becoming a show like The Office, where you can watch it over and over and over again, and you're gonna catch things each time you watch it. But I'm really enjoying it right now as a first time through. I just enjoy the story. I enjoy the characters, most of them. And yeah, I've been watching that a lot. And then I have been watching Lindsay of Sock Witchery. I love her, and I've been watching her Vlogtober that she's doing. And I just enjoy watching her podcast a lot. I understand that her schedule is really busy, and so she doesn't always have the time to podcast for like regular episodes, but when she does, I am here for it. I love it so much. And then I am also binge watching Needles at the Ready, Kevin and Ray. Goodness. I am also binge watching Kevin and Ray from Needles at the Ready, and I am over halfway through all of their published episodes, so I'm getting there. But they make a podcast every 2 weeks, which is great. I love that they're on a schedule, and I love that they do that. But I have to keep up my pace. I think this past weekend, I watched 3 episodes a day on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because I just wanted to power through them. But also I enjoy watching them, and their podcasts are not short. They're typically an hour and a half to 2 hours long, which I love. I love a long episode. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back through when I'm editing this, and I'm going to count how many times I yawned in this episode. And maybe next time I will have a cup of coffee beforehand, because that's a lot. But yeah, no, I'm yawning a lot through this episode. So, tired. I need my coffee, so I need to wrap it up. But yeah, that's what I've been watching. I've been enjoying it a lot. What I've been reading. I finished Found, which was the 4th book in the Otherworld series from the House of Night by PC and Kristen Cast. And I love the series, but I did not like how this book ended. Mainly because it left it open for the world to be returned to. A lot of people like that. The reason I do not was because the House of Night was a 12-book series. The Otherworld series is 4 books. Okay, that's 16 books so far in this series, with the same characters and everything like that. They deserve a happy ending. That's just an ending. Just let it be. Okay? Let it be. I love PC's writing. I love the story as well. These books have been going on for a decade. 2 decades now. Close to it. Close to 2 decades. It's okay. It can be finished. I'm okay if it's finished and there will not be a return to the series. But it was left open, and that's okay if you know that there's going to be more books written. But it's just one of those that it's like the end for now, and she is not currently writing anything more for that series. And so it's just like, okay, we'll wait. Maybe. I don't know. So that's what I finished, was the book Found. And now I am getting ready to read the first Lightbringer book for my husband from Brent Weeks, The Blinding Knife, because I've put it off for months and months and months. But it is now upstairs beside my nightstand, so I am going to be reading that as my nighttime reading. My daytime reading, though, I am rereading Fourth Wing and also watching the Fantasy Fangirls podcast. And Lexi and Nicole are hilarious. I love them. They are probably one of my new favorite podcasts, but they're not yarn related. They're book related, so it's okay. And I love their dynamic. They're two sisters. Their podcast is great. They film it. So not only can you listen to it on like Spotify and Apple Podcasts and stuff like that, but also you can watch it on YouTube. And I've really enjoyed that. I've really enjoyed rereading Fourth Wing and following along with the podcast at the same time, because there is so much that during my first read, I didn't realize how significant some of the things were going to be, because it was my first read. And so rereading it again, it's mind-blowing. I love it so much. But that's why I reread books. I have read the Harry Potter series countless times. I've read Twilight countless times. I have read The Divergent, House of Night, Lord of the Rings, Red Queen, Percy Jackson. Like, I'm just trying to look over at my bookshelves right now, like some John Green, Colleen Hoover, Jennifer L. Armentrout. Yeah, I've got a lot of books on my two bookshelves over there. I have my new Kindle, and I really enjoy reading on my Kindle, so I'm very tempted to go and buy a lot of my books on my Kindle. But we'll see. I don't think my husband would enjoy that too much, me buying the book twice. But the Kindle version is cheaper most of the time, and I'll be able to read it for forever because it'll always be on my Kindle. But I like it. I like being able to read on my Kindle because I can knit and read at the same time. So that's why I really enjoy that. And so, yeah, that's it for my reading and watching. And then the last little bit in life, there's really nothing going on. Oh, my dishwasher broke. Okay, can I just say that I am a very spoiled white girl when it comes to dishes, because I hate doing dishes by hand. It was my punishment growing up as a child. We had a dishwasher in the house, and it was used for storage. My mother has never used a dishwasher. I don't know if it's because she doesn't trust them or what, but she's never used a dishwasher. She always washes the dishes by hand, and I despise washing dishes by hand. It was a punishment growing up, and so I hate it. I detest it. Cannot stand dishes. It is the one chore that I will curse. I hate the dishes. So, our dishwasher broke. So guess who has to wash all of her dishes by hand until the new part for the dishwasher comes in and I can replace it? Me. And guess whose daughter likes to have a bowl of cereal every single morning? Her husband likes to have a bowl of cereal every single morning. Thankfully, my son doesn't eat breakfast. He's just not a breakfast person. But then they just want all the food. They want to keep eating. And I know, yay, it means they're growing. But like, could they stop? They're just piling on my dishes for me that I have to do by hand. Okay, rant over. But yes, I know that's a very menial problem. And if that's the only problem that I have, I'm very, very, very lucky. But I hate it. I hate the dishes. I hate the dishes. I hate the dishes. So yeah. And then the only other thing is that both of my children have a field trip this week to the pumpkin patch. My daughter goes on Wednesday to the pumpkin patch, and then my son goes on Thursday. My son goes on Thursday to the exact same pumpkin patch. And so I get to go on back-to-back field trips with my kids. I'm very excited for that. I get to be a chaperone for each of them. And then we have a movie night with some friends on Friday at their house. They're going to do a big projection movie. We have a birthday party on Saturday. And then I have plans on Sunday and Monday that I don't know if I can talk about on here because I don't know if the person watches. But we have a busy weekend with just movies, birthdays, and events that are coming up. So that's it. I am going to go ahead and wrap it up. Going to get this edited, cut out probably a good quarter of it due to me yawning constantly. And I'm going to get me some coffee. I am hoping to have this edited by the end of today and posted either tonight or tomorrow morning on Wednesday. So stay tuned, and you can follow that on Instagram if you want to. Like I said, all the shops that I talked about today will be linked down below. And also, I wanted to mention this because it was mentioned on my last episode. Someone went and did the drop-down menu. No, you know what? I'm not giving them that. I'm not giving them some hidden, revealing content. No. Her name was Diana McAllis, and I don't know if it was like supposed to be McAllister or like if McAllis was it. I don't know if the YouTube name got like broken up. I don't know. But Diana McAllis decided to comment on my last video. It has since been deleted though, because I don't stand for derogatory comments, hate comments, negative comments, or anything like that. It's just not a place for it. If you can't be nice, don't say anything at all. But she had noticed that I have my Ko-Fi account on my profile down below on my YouTube videos, and said that she wasn't going to watch anymore because I was self-promoting to try and get money. Which makes me laugh, because not once, ever, have I asked in my podcasts for you guys to donate to my Ko-Fi account for the money. I've never once even mentioned it that I even have a Ko-Fi account, because I'm not the type to brag about it. Well, it's nothing to brag about. I have that on there to where if somebody wants to donate, it immediately gets put back into the podcast. It is used to buy prizes in case I do giveaways. And that's it. I don't pocket any of the money because I've made $0 on it. Any prize, the only prize that I have done has come out of my own stash. Like, the Ko-Fi is set up for future endeavors. I'm the type of person that when I create something, like my channel on YouTube, I create other things around it that I might utilize in the future. That Ko-Fi was never intended to be center stage of my podcast, ever. So, Diana, you don't want to support me on my Ko-Fi account? You don't want to watch me because I promote it too much? That's fine. I don't need you to. I have people who watch me just because they want to watch me. I've never mentioned my Ko-Fi account on here, and if I have, it's not to brag about it. Now, I'm going to mention it every episode. Just for you, sweetheart, I'm going to mention it every episode. So, I have a Ko-Fi account. It'll be linked down below. I hope that you all have a great day. It is a beautiful fall October day. I hope wherever you are, the weather is beautiful. I hope that you are happy and smiling and enjoying life. And I hope that I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.